Pranam Mathaji. Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mathaji.
Hare Krishna. Pranam Mathaji.
Pranam Mathaji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Who would like to do the opening phrase?
Mathaji, may I?
Yeah, please do. Jidisha Mathaji.
Okay. Hare Krishna Mathaji. Om Ajnanam Timirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utpadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Shadvetam Savadhutam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenbandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namostute Tapta Kanchane Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Today we will be seeing third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 7th verse. Yasva indriyani manasa niyamya rabhate arjuna karmendriyai karma yogam asakta sa vishishyate. Yes, please recite the verse. Whoever wants to.
Yasva indriyani manasa niyam yarbade arjuna karmendriya karma yogam asakta sa vishishyate. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Raghavan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
Yasvindriyani manasa niyamyarbhate arjuna kamendriye karmayogam ashaktasa vivishyate. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yastat indriyani manasa niyam jabarade arjuna kamendriye karma yogam asakta savishishyate. Hare Krishna.
Jigisha Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yastva indriyani manasa niyam yarabhate arjuna karmendriye karma yogam ashakta savishishyate. Hare Krishna.
Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yasva indriyani manasa niyamam yadate arjuna karmendriye karma yogam asakta savishishyate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We'll see the word to word. Yaha, one who. Two, but. Indriyani, the senses. Manasa, by the mind. Niyamya, regulating. Arabhate, begins. Arjun, O Arjun. Karma indriyaihi, by the active sense organs. Karma yogam, devotion. Asaktaha, without attachment. Sahahi, vishishyate, is by far the better. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. On the other hand, if the sincere person tries to control the active senses by the mind and begins Karma Yoga in Krishna consciousness without attachment, he is by far superior. So, in continuation with the verses of Gita, in the previous verse, Krishna spoke about a mithya acharaha, false pretender. Mithya means false, acharaha, who is acting, the fake action or fake behavior or a false behavior. So, mithya acharaha, when he is a pretender, he is the one who actually is externally showing that he has controlled his mind and senses and he is acting like a renunciate, but internally his mind is still dwelling on the sense objects. He still has desires for enjoyment, but externally he's faking it like being a sannyasi or a renunciate. And we saw yesterday that such a person is nothing but a great cheater. Then Krishna then says, instead of being a pretender, who is far superior? He says, Yasva Indriyani Manasa Niyamya Rabhate Arjuna, Arabhate Arjuna. Means if a person who is controlling or regulating, or he is beginning to regulate his mind and senses, he is, and then how is he acting? Karmendriyai Karma Yogam. Karmendriyai means the active sense organs by which we act. We perform the action. So that is karmendriyas, your acting senses. Supposing you see a food, you develop a desire to eat it. You go there, you use your legs, you take your hand, use your hand, take that food and eat it. You use your tongue. So these are the karmendriyas. They are the senses which help you to act. So a sincere person who is trying to control his senses and mind, and he is acting. And how is he acting? In a very regulated manner. Karma yogam. So Prabhupada, karma yoga, he says, that is, he is acting in devotion. And supposing even if you want to say that he is acting, he is doing his duty or he is doing some action, how is he doing? Asaktaha, without attachment. Savishishyate, he is far superior. So, compared to a person who is a pretender, such a person is better. So, Prabhupada explains here, instead of becoming a pseudo-transcendentalist for the sake of wanton living and sense enjoyment, it is far better to remain in one's own business and execute the purpose of life, which is to get free from material bondage and enter into the kingdom of God. So instead of pretending to be sannyasis, renunciates, or transcendentalists, see, and here Prabhupada writes, for the sake of wanton living and sense enjoyment. Sometimes people want to escape responsibility. They want to escape hard work. So they think that if we behave like renunciates or sannyasis, we need not do all this hard work to earn money, and struggle for all the needs. Instead, as sannyasis, we can, people respect sannyasis. So in Kali Yuga, we have to be extremely careful. But sannyasa order is actually very respectable. So people will give us charity, people will give donations, and with which we can happily live and indulge in sense enjoyment. So Prabhupada says, instead of doing all that, it is far better that you be in your own business. That means you do your daily activities in whichever ashram, whichever Varna you are, and purify yourself and execute the very purpose of your life. The human life is to free ourselves from this material bondage and attain the kingdom of Lord. So instead of giving up everything and to escape the responsibility and hard work and pretending and cheating, it's better in whichever state you are, you do your duties. And then Prabhupada writes, the prime Swartha Gati or goal of self-interest is to reach Vishnu. Swartham, the meaning of the word Swarth is greediness or selfishness. So actually, the jiva has this nature. It's greedy. And in the material sense, greediness means, yes, any examples of greediness in this material world? Greedy.
When someone possesses some small car, what is the latest car? When it comes, he wants to purchase one more in addition to that.
Okay. Then
greediness was good for house also.
Yes.
To accumulate wealth, Mathaji.
To accumulate wealth. Then
anything we accumulate, excess of our requirement is greedy.
greedy.
My sense.
Correct. So anything in excess of our need is actually greediness.
Accumulate,
You are
yes.
trying to hoard it. You're trying to hoard it, you're trying to store it. It's all greediness. So, but actually, what is the greediness that Jiva should have? The topmost self-interest, the swarthagati. What is our best thing we can do for ourselves? We all want everything that is best for ourselves. But actually, what is the best for us is to reach Vishnu. If we can develop that greediness, that swarth, that yes, I have got this human body, and now I have only one greed that somehow or the other I should serve the Lord and I should attain the Lord. So even in Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami Pad speaks about laulyam and lalasamai, two terms he uses. Laulyam, greediness, lalasamai, eagerness. So if you have this laulyam and lalasamai to serve the Lord and to attain the Lord, that is the best thing you can do for yourself. And then Prabhupada continues to write, the whole institution of Varna and Ashram is designed to help us reach this goal of life. So Varnashrama Dharma, Krishna has himself designed it so that men, jivas can live in this material world in a proper, regulated fashion and based on the Varna, caste he is in, because castes are divided based on swabhava, one's nature. So based on one's nature, he can take up the occupation, and being in that occupation, he can do all the duties related to the occupation, gradually purify himself. Same is to the ashrama dharma. Brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. Ashramas also Krishna has given in the various stages of one's life, the various duties one has to take up, and then how gradually you purify yourself ultimately to attain the goal of life. So if we utilize this Varnashrama Dharma, then it will be like a stepping stone for our spiritual practice. And even Prabhupada then stresses, because sannyasa order, Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said sannyasa in Kali Yuga is difficult. So don't have to go for sannyasa unless and until one is completely pure of his, given up all his desires, he has become completely detached from everything. One should not take up sannyasa order. Even Prabhupada used to be very strict about people taking up sannyasa order, and the way daily their spiritual activities and spiritual routine should happen. Morning by 3:30 they have to get up, take bath, 4:30 Mangala Aarti program, immediately chanting 16 rounds, then attending Bhagavatam class. So it was very, very strict to follow all this, and not that you finish it in any time of the day. It's like timings. In the Brahma Muhurta, this should happen. So if one cannot do that, then they should not pretend to be renunciates or behave like, completely detached souls. So the rules for sannyasa order is very strict, and one should first qualify himself. One should actually qualify himself, then only take up such orders. So instead, Prabhupada says a householder can also reach this destination by regulated service in Krishna consciousness. Be a grahastha, the entire family can engage in Krishna seva. Everybody can cooperate with one another, nicely do the deity worship at home or any photos at home, chant the rounds, read the scriptures, cook and nicely offer the bhoga to the Lord and have it as prasadam. That is enough. That will help to reach the goal of life. A grahastha also can reach the destination by following the regulated service. So then he explains, for self-realization, one can live a controlled life, as described in the Shastras, and continue carrying out his business without attachment, and in that way make progress. Our Shastra has given us rules and regulations to live a very controlled life so that we don't indulge in sinful actions. So we can be, in whichever state we are, whichever condition we are, we can carry on all our duties. But the condition is that without attachment, asaktaha. And then when you are not attached to whatever you are doing, we have been discussing this, that how Sthita Prajna acts. He is completely unattached to the results of the action itself because he is performing his actions only as a matter of duty, and as we progress, it is only to please Krishna, as a service to Krishna. So when you do such a thing, then gradually your mind is purified and now you have no other thought except serving Krishna, pleasing Krishna. Prabhupada, that's why he says a sincere person who follows this method is far better situated than the false pretender who adopts show-bottle spiritualism to cheat the innocent public. The show bottle, just be a label on the bottle. The medicine's name is written, all the details of what the medicine is made of is written, but will that name and that label on the bottle cure a person? It cannot cure. You have to open the bottle and drink the medicine. So if you are a false pretender, if one is a false pretender, he is not only cheating the innocent public, he is actually cheating himself. See, people take renounced order. Nowadays, it's not only for spiritual practices. For various reasons, people adopt this attire of a sannyasi. And how many of them are seriously interested in spiritual progress is a question. And then Prabhupada very strongly writes in the purport, a sincere sweeper in the street is far better than the charlatan meditator who meditates only for the sake of making a living. Very clearly he says, if you are a sweeper, you are sincerely doing your duty as a sweeper, that is the best thing to do instead of giving up all the activities and then wearing that saffron robes and then pretending to be a great sannyasi and sitting in meditation just to get some money, easy money, so that you don't have to work hard and that money you can utilize for sense enjoyment. Prabhupada is condemning that. Be a sincere sweeper, Krishna, and do your duty without any attachment. So there's so many examples even in our material life. I had once read about a lady who was a sweeper, actually a sweeper in the government. You have these sweepers on the road. But her sons happened to become IAS officers and doctors. So when they asked their mother that why do you again have to go and do this job? Now we are all well educated and we are very well placed. Why do you do your job? She said, no, with this money, this whatever job I did by sweeping, I helped you all, or I supported you all, and I could feed you all, and now today you have become this. And this is my duty. Till I can do, till I retire, I will keep doing my duty as a sweeper. So that should be the attitude. That is the sincerity Krishna is looking for. False pretenders, Krishna knows them. But okay, till the time they can manage, they manage. And otherwise, after that, they will be exposed. So, Acharyas have said, if we see, as yesterday we were discussing, we may see such false pretenders, or when we interact with somebody and we realize that, they are not in that right consciousness or they are behaving improperly, what we should do, we have to simply respect them in our mind, and we should be away from them and not associate with them. Because once you start associating, and it happens that your conscious will also start changing. So, karmendriyas, here, Krishna speaking about karmendriyas, action. The action, the organs for, or the sense organs for actions. But for the senses to act, or for the, karmendriyas to act, we have first the jnanendriyas, which will give us the knowledge. See, through the eyes we see, ears we hear, all that jnana acquiring, knowledge acquiring senses send all the messages into the mind. And then through intelligence, the jiva processes. So only getting jnana doesn't result in action. So using the karmendriyas will result in action. So jnana is important, otherwise how will you act? So what people think sometimes is that, okay, getting all this knowledge and getting exposed to all this is a risk. So let us be away from this place completely. In a way, it is good. Supposing you are practicing your spirituality, you don't have to go and test yourself standing in front of a bar or maybe going to a movie hall and see how I am detached. No, you don't have to expose yourself to all this. Because the moment you get that kind of a knowledge, temptation, sometimes suddenly your mind may change. But it is not always possible that, okay, you can avoid places which you know that you don't have to go. But even if you're sitting at home, our mind is working because not that presently it is acquiring some knowledge. The Jnanendriyas are not only working now, you have some past also where you have had experiences. So that will be going on in the mind. And that's why Krishna says he is controlling the mind also. Indriyani and manasa also. He is regulating it. So once you regulate this senses and mind and you do all your activities, but complete detachment, then Krishna says you are far superior. Yes, is this verse clear?
Yes, Mathaji.
Yes, Mathaji.
Was it difficult to understand or easy to understand?
Easy to understand.
Yes.
Mathaji, Hare Krishna Mathaji.
Hare Krishna, yes, Mathaji.
Mathaji, greedy, jealousiness, envious are all the same meaning? Does it give the same meaning?
Greedy, yes, greedy we said that.
Jealousiness, enviousness.
Yeah, greedy means, Mathaji, you want more and more and more than you need. And what is jealousy and envy? Envy that, they are having.
And I don't have.
Yeah, and jealousy means I also want to have what they are having.
So almost the same, no, Mathaji.
Mathaji, envy and jealousy nearly the same, but greediness is different.
Oh, okay. I want more and more.
Yes.
Envy and jealousy is with the opponents. We are comparing with opponents. And we are against the opponent, enemies.
So it is like, whatever others have, you also want. So you are envious that, oh yes, they are having, I also want. But Mathaji, jealousy is a little more a negative trait because you are feeling very, very upset and angry that they are having and you are not having.
Not having it. And envious is they are having, I also should have.
That's all. And I am not having, but I want it. But it is not to the stage that where you are angry and upset and you are completely unhappy. No, jealousy is
actually all three we shouldn't have, no, Mathaji.
Yes, Mathaji?
All three are negative qualities which we shouldn't have. We shouldn't have.
That's all. That's all.
Jealousy, they say, is a heartburn.
Prabhu?
Something equivalent to heartburn, they say.
Heartburn, yeah, because you are literally burning that, they are having, you are not having, I also want it. And sometimes out of jealousy, people end up doing something negative to such persons actually. Jealousy is a much negative quality where, you're literally kind of against that person who is having.
It arises out of heartburn.
Yes.
Mathaji.
Yes,
Mathaji. Mathaji, in spiritual level also people have jealousy or what?
Mathaji, they can be,
but is it positive? And that's like spiritualism also, I'm asking.
When you're practicing
progressing, practicing, somebody is progressing or somebody
that is possible. See, Mathaji, that anartha is not still purified in you, no? So you may have such feelings towards devotees.
So that is wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, Mathaji, jealousy as such is wrong, whether spiritual or material, because that is only going to trouble you. Instead of being jealous, if you think whatever you are having is good, or you can pray, or you can aspire, or you can work towards what they are having, that's good. Material or spiritual. So it is like, instead of just getting angry that they are having and then you go and upset them, or maybe you fight with them, or you try to pull them down.
physically, mentally harass them.
Or you try to pull them down. Supposing, we say, usually jealous people, if somebody is praising them, you eliminate. No, it's not very great about it. I know that this quality of this person. So immediately you say something negative about that person. So that is a jealous character.
The more we progress, these negative qualities diminishes and finally it will vanish.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, what I have observed that people are getting to this trap, jealousy. They feel envious about others' success, others' progress, and they get into that trap and they ruin their health.
They ruin their health. Otherwise they go and trouble that other person.
Ruin them.
They go and hurt that person sometimes.
Their progress, their health goes for a toss.
And Mathaji, they will not be able to focus on their activities.
Yes.
Because they are having that only thought that person has got it, that person is doing better than me. So where you are having time and energy to focus on your activities.
Think about you. Very true.
And this is getting spread to the children by the parents. And nowadays in contemporary world, children are also getting into that trap because of parents.
Yes. So, out of jealousy, they'll go and maybe, steal somebody's tiffin box, which is nice, or a pencil box, or they'll try to, if they don't possess, then they go and tear somebody's bag, or, this kind of behaviors have been observed in children. Because either their nature or their parents' pressure, people out of jealousy behave like that. Even adults behave like that. It's possible, Yes. Any doubts? Otherwise, we can close.
And also, Mataji, continuously in 3-4 verses, Krishna is saying that you have to control, regulate your mind and senses.
Yes. Yes. And do all your actions with perfect detachment.
Without any attachment.
Yes. When you do that, your conscious will be changed and you will progress. The others, whatever their behavior is, we cannot control. So we have to protect our conscious and not get distracted into others' areas or what they are doing. If it is affecting us, then we have to act. Otherwise, we need not think about others' actions or even talk about them.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
We lose our peace of mind, no, Mathaji.
Yes.
I think that is an achievement in life. You have peace of mind.
Yes.
That is an achievement.
And Mathaji, that we realize only after going through all these phases of trouble and troubling ourselves and our mind and being anxious and, being restless. And then we realize this is the most precious thing one can have.
Very true, Mathaji. Yes.
So unless until we undergo that, we don't realize the importance of being peaceful, living a very systematic, regulated life, doing our own things, minding our own business. That becomes priority only after experiencing all the mess, Mathaji.
Yes, Mathaji.
Yes.
The consequences teaches you, Mathaji.
Yes.
When you are into that, the consequences they teach.
Correct. Yes, Prabhu. Sudesh Prabhu. Yes.
Actually, greediness also, it can help you, like, if you are greedy to learn more like that, and maybe more than that person, it's also helpful, yes, Mathaji.
Yes, if you use it in the right way. I want to learn more and more. I want to serve more and more. I want to, engage more and more. That greediness is different. That is laulyam, like Rupa Goswami says. But you are greedy too. I want to serve. I want to learn. I want to be in the devotee association. That is greediness.
That's also eagerness, madam.
Eagerness, lalasamayi. It is eagerness.
Actually, greedy, envy and all, it is mainly on the material possessions. Is it not, Mathaji?
Prabhu, even in the spiritual level, greediness can be there. Greedy for Krishna, hankering. More than greediness, we can use hankering. That, I want to be engaged in Krishna Seva. I want to please Krishna. I want to be... Yes.
The association of devotees.
Yes.
I want to learn more. I want to...
Yes.
Correct.
But that is good, no, Mathaji, because you want to progress.
Yes, that is the point, no, Mathaji.
In spiritual world, gaining knowledge, it won't be called as greedy, but we gain knowledge to understand Krishna and do bhakti.
Actually, if you see the translation, if this word laulyam api mulyam, laulyam means it is greed or deep yearning, that is hankering. And what are we hankering for? What are we greedy for? And that is pure love and devotion for Krishna. If you have greed for Krishna Bhakti, if you have deep hankering for Krishna Seva, Krishna Prema, then that greed and that hankering is not a negative thing. That is a positive thing.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Yes.
So, akarshana, no, Mathaji?
No, akarshana is attraction. Here it is like intense desire and intense greed that I want Krishna Prema, I want Krishna Bhakti. Greediness, I want it, that's all.
Lalasa.
Yes, Lalasa Mai is, it is like eagerness to serve, eagerness to be in this. Laulyam is greediness, Mathaji. Deep yearning. So if you don't become greedy for Krishna Prema, you will not get Krishna.
You will not get it also.
Yes. You have to be greedy. If you want to be greedy, if you want to be eager, if you want to be anxious, be for Krishna Bhakti, be for Krishna Seva, Krishna Prema.
When we read Krishna's pastimes and all, Mathaji, the gopis and all,
yes.
That time, sometimes you're taken to that, maybe it is an imagination or something you feel, that
yes.
how they are all blessed. You have that feeling. Is it wrong, Mathaji? Is it wrong?
No, Mathaji, it is like that, in fact, there are the prayers of Goswamis which say that, when will I be able to do like this? When will I be hankering? When will I be crying, seeing, when taking your name? That is a kind of a, what do you call, Mathaji? A desire that you also want to attain that platform.
Yes. Because they are in a higher level, no, Mathaji? Yes. So is it wrong?
No, you can, because that is the higher level in spirituality.
Sometimes when you read Krishna book and all, Mathaji, tears roll down really. When you read, you can imagine everything, you can view everything going in front of you, but you have a feeling, longing that you should also become one among them. That type of a feeling comes.
Yes, that's the right feeling. That's the right feeling. And then gradually we have to work towards it much.
Okay.
Ultimately, if you don't develop the desire to go and participate in Krishna's pastimes or be an associate of devotees in Goloka, then how will you reach there, Mathaji?
We all are neophytes, Mathaji, human beings.
It's okay, Mathaji, to aspire to something is not wrong. You can aspire, because ultimately the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, ultimate is Prema Bhakti, Krishna Prema. We all can aspire for Prema Bhakti and gradually practice our Bhakti and pray for Krishna's mercy, the mercy of Acharyas, mercy of devotees, that at one point we will get Prema, Mataji. That is the top point. That is the goal Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed everybody. So there's nothing wrong in aspiring for that.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So we can stop and we will continue tomorrow. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
all glories to the simple devotees. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam. Prabhu. Dandavat pranam. Arun Prabhu, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.